Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Okay, let's dive in on how I got my trade on GBPJPY. Now, first of all, I'm going to be talking about this pair. Now, GBPJPY, it's a kind of pair that I've loved for a while as a trader coming up, and trading itself is a space where you have to really know what works for you best. If not, you're going to be left aside. Like, you will be confused. Like it's just like when you're walking, and you like in nowhere, you're just in the desert, looking for where you can get out from, and you are not even finding enough clue for yourself. So now, dive into how I got my GBPJPY trade. So what I do on a normal basis, because I wouldn't want this video to be long, on a normal basis is, for example, I first of all start from my daily time frame because I'm a day trader. So first of all, what I observed on my daily time frame was a bearish move. Sorry, it was a bullish move. Price was pretty bullish. It was pretty bullish. We can see from this point, me using my trend line to indicate this direction. Price was pretty bullish at this point. You can see, and eventually we had a break. But in this point, or in this video, I'm not going to be sharing the strategy I used in this for now. I'll be making a separate video for you guys to understand the strategy I use for my trading setups and for my trading in general. So let's dive in. So from here, I noticed price was pretty bullish. Price started climbing from here all the way to the side here. Now, the next thing I did was I went down to my 4-hour time frame. Now, why did I start from the daily time frame? I started from my daily time frame to understand the direction of the market. I don't just go to my chart like unprepared, like going there to what am I looking for? You have to look for a point of entry and a point of exit. Because as a beginner trader, like I do, you understand? Like I do, what I do best to help myself scale in this trading industry is to first of all understand the storyline. Like, you can't just come into a state or a country without understanding how the country flows. Do you understand? It's when you understand the whole thing, do you understand, or you get a hold of what is happening, you can be able to scale yourself through the do and don'ts of the country or of the trade. Now, back to what I'm saying. Now, I scaled down from my daily to my 4-hour time frame. Now, my 4-hour time frame, what was I saying? I was still seeing the same thing that I was seeing from my daily time frame, which was still the bullish move. Now, on this, the bullish move now became very, very understandable because from the daily time frame, it's quite shrinked and jam-packed, like it's giving us a small volume. But now I'm seeing everything now very clear and directive. Do you understand? So as you can see, all the way to this side. So what I now did was to now read the chart. Is to read the chart. You would have to, for you to get a good setup, good trade at the end of the day, is to read the chart. Don't ignore the trend. Follow the trend. The trend is your best friend when it comes to trading. If you go against the trend, you are going to lose money. You are going to lose money. If you don't know it now. You are going to lose money. So now on this part, this was on my 4-hour time frame. I only came to just understand, to just understand my direction and have a huge breakdown of what the daily was showing me. So from here, I now scale down to my 1-hour time frame. But if I scale down to my 1-hour time frame, now notice this. What I did here was very, very, good. I went down to this point now, and I noticed that at some point, price started falling, which is at this level. Price started falling at this point. Then I asked myself, what is really happening? I thought price was bullish, but why is it changing direction? Why is it now going in this side? Fine, that is one thing when it comes to you understanding direction of the market. You can't just jump in. Okay, now imagine I had this bullish, there's a scenario in my head. Okay, yes, price is to go bullish. Yes, from the overall, which is the daily time frame, price is pretty bullish, no doubt, no dispute about that. On the 4-hour time frame, it's still telling us a very short storyline there. You know that at this level, price stopped buying and started selling. Now, if you are to read this from the beginning of how the trend started, for those now on the channel or on watching this video, and you don't know how to read a proper chart, like you don't know how to read the chart properly, you don't have a guidelines for it, I will make a separate video for that, for us to understand it better. Because in Forex or Forex generally, if you really want to understand price movement, you must know how to read it and how it flows and even how it works, because you cannot just come up on the chart and say, okay, because price is going up you want to buy, because price is falling you want to sell. No, you are going to lose a lot of money. That's why I dedicated this channel, for us to learn as a beginner. Even though you are an advanced trader watching this, fine, you understand, all is just for us to grow. Yes. So on the 4-hour time frame, now what I noticed that I read shortly from this level. Okay, let's read from the beginning for those that are watching this video for the first time. Now what I first did was here, I understood, okay, here price did a change of character from this level here. Now, what does a change of character mean? A change of character simply means, like, something to change from something. Change is something that moves, from one point to another. You cannot just, like, it's something that, change, like that causes a U-turn. That causes a U-turn. Change in a layman's understanding is a U-turn. A U-turn. Changing from, going from a old to a new point. Going from, previous to present point. That's how it is. That's change. Just change. So in this part, price was bearish for some time. Came back here. The price was bearish for some time. Here. And came back down here and started climbing all the way. So at this level was where the seller stopped selling, and buyers came in from here and started moving to the upside. So at this level, what I did was I started reading my chart carefully and properly. So first of all, we had a change of character at this point, a change of character, a valid one. So second of all is, a continuous break to the upside, because for an up movement to be valid, you must have a break to the upside, a continuous break to the upside, having low lows, lower highs. Sorry, having lower highs. Having higher lows and higher highs. Having higher lows and higher highs. That's the way you can scale up in the game. So for us that are new on this channel, that don't know how to read the chart properly, I have a video for that. I'm going to share it with you guys. So before we move, or before we continue the video, please, for those that are watching this video, help me to subscribe, because this helps me a lot for me to, produce more video like this to help people outside, and give them what they want. Because my aim, as I've said, for this channel is to help traders like me to grow, especially beginner traders, so they can scale up their trading style. So continuously, I had a change. I had a continuous break from here. I had another 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 continuous break from here. Now, if you watch carefully, this was where the break. Okay, I had another continuous. Now, if you watch here again, you notice I had another continuous break from here again. Yes. Now, I know you guys will be wondering, but this is not a break. This is like a week. Weakening of this point. Now, I understand. I will explain that. Now, but I won't be explaining it on this video. What I just want to show you guys was how I took my GBP trade. I will make a separate video for that, where I'm going to tell you guys how I got, how you can spot a valid break of structure, because people don't do it right. Now, so after that, what I now noticed that, okay, price that went up from here all the way to this one to make a high. After this highs, we had another low. Don't make mistake to call this a low. This is another low here, because this is lower than this. I'll explain that in another video. Now, if you watch from here, all the way from here to this point, we had a break to this side. After this break, you see price change. It's movement, its direction. Before we were moving up and it started going down. So you have to respect it. So I went from here all the way down to this side. Good. Then it had a continuous break again. That's validation of a continuous trend, either to the upside or to the downside. Here, and I had another point here. Good. Now, so how did I take my trade? Good. Moving on to where I took my trade was, after doing all this, I went straight down to my 5 minutes time frame. To this point. You can see how clear it is. Now, I took this trade, making here an inducement. So I took it from that other block, making here an inducement. So that was how I took my sell trade from that level. Now, what I still did here, because see, one thing about the market that's very tricky is people tend to don't understand how the market moves. That's one thing, and I've understood. It didn't really fought with me. It gave me a lot of headaches, and heartbreaking memories, whereby I'll take a trade that goes against me, making me in loss, make me stay in loss, swimming in loss and everything. But until I now understood that, okay, this is the way price moves. You understand? It's not always moving in the direction you intend it to go sometimes. So that's why, as a good trader, the only thing you should have in mind is to analyze your chart and allow market to decide. If it's going to go with you, fine. If it's not going to go with you, fine. But how can you scale up your profitability in the market? Going or sticking to your own rules, your own discipline, your own strategy plan. That's why it's good to have a strategy. I'll be talking about how I got my strategy and how to use it, the name of my strategy and how to use it. All these things that I've said that I'm going to make as a video will be on this channel. So I said I wouldn't want this video to be long, but I'll be explaining more in details on how to catch A+ setups like this. So this was how I got my trade, and I entered from here, putting my Excel a little peep above my entry level. Then I targeted this equal lows here, this liquidity here. So I targeted here. Targeted this side here to be safe, because in the market you predict that okay, market will just go all in like this. You understand? So here was my TP1, but eventually I held the trade. But here was my precise point of exit, where I was having a risk to reward of 1:8 already, 1:8 already. So, but my initial level was at this point here. Was at this point here. Initial point was at this point here. This was my next point. So, although this would have given us a good result of 1:25, but I just went for 1:8 because to avoid greed. Do you understand? Good. So if you know you enjoyed this video, please do well to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and also hit the notification button. And if there's any video you want me to do concerning Forex, be it risk management, how I manage my risk, how I trade, how I trade, how I approach the market, do you understand? Anything you want it to be, just pin it on the comment section there. I will reply to you guys. Thank you.